Hi, I'm John Velie, immigration attorney and CEO of Online Visas and Visas.ai. Here to talk about the September 19th executive order from Donald Trump that added a $100,000 filing fee to H-1Bs on Friday afternoon. What a blow. It is an attack on the tech industry, in particular the staffing industry. The executive order goes quite into detail about percentages of unemployment. Those numbers really look odd. 7% unemployment for college graduates with computer science in pre-pandemic 2019. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but they're really trying to paint a picture that H-1Bs are stealing jobs from Americans. They've also discussed the elements of fraud and money laundering, things like that, to scare people into thinking the H-1B is a bad thing. It isn't. The H-1B is what keeps us in the tech market, us being the United States. We have to bring that talent in. We just don't have enough Americans to do it. For every H-1B, statistics range from 1.8 to 7 jobs are created for Americans. That's 1.8 in the bigger companies, 7 in the larger, smaller companies. And, instead, this fee will make it impossible for anyone to hire people under that. And it's such a shame. The next day or days on September 21st, there was an H-1B FAQ that came out that talked about who was covered by this. So the $100,000 payment is for new H-1B petitions, meaning that if people are outside the country on an H-1B, they can still come back in. That was a clarification about that. So it's really for the new ones or any visas filed after September 21st, 2025. That includes the lottery, that's the 2026 lottery, which is for right now, and any other new H-1B petitions. What that means, who's not going to have to pay that, are people that already have H-1Bs. So if you're moving from one company to another, or you're hiring an H-1B from another company, or they already have an H-1B, then that means you don't have to pay that fee. But if you're coming from another visa, like a student visa, which would be an F1, including OPT or CPT, you would have to pay it. If you're coming from an H4 to an H1, or if you needed to stay in status after the 60 days and filed a B1, B2, you'd have to pay the $100,000 for that as well. So a real tough blow. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Things you might think about right now are green cards. For Indians, the EB-5 Rural Regional Center, by far the best option, but any green card that can get you out of this. But, with priority dates, that's a real problem for Indians. But getting off the H-1B is important. So that means L1s might be an option for companies, structuring companies a little bit differently, having home offices outside the country and using the L as a practical solution. India is not part of the one of the treaty countries under the E1 and E2, but other countries are, and they could use the E2. There might be some H-1Bs that can move to the O1, high standard, especially for staffing companies, but that's a possibility. And again, trying to get to a green card. So if you need any help on that, go to onlinevisas.com and set up a strategy session. We're glad to talk to you about it. Sorry you're all going through this. Hopefully this will, be shut down. There's a lot of discussion on litigation right now, but we'll see. So stay posted. John Velie, Online Visas. Take care. Bye.